The English language. The English mood. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Fourth, speaking of mankind rights. All worldly beings are born free and alike in worthiness and rights. They are gifted with greed and inwit, and should behave towards one another in a mindset of brotherhood. Numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Greetings. Hails. Hail. Hi. Hello. What say you? How do you do? How are you? Vocabulary. Tongue. Airtide. Name known. Rainshade. Show player. God lore. Folk. Like thing. Lothood. The wren. There once was a wren who had made his nest in a wain house. He woned there with his skin. One day, he and his mate went out to look for some food to bring her nestlings, leaving the young birds all alone. After a while, the father wren went back home. "What's been going on here?" he asked. "Has something happened? You children look afeared to death." "Dad," he said, "a big monster came by only a little while ago. He looked so fearsome. He glared into our nest with his big eyes. That frightened us to death." "I see," he said. "Whither did he go?" "He went that way." "You children bide here," bid the father wren. "I'm going to teach him a teaching you won't soon forget. Don't worry, children, I'll get him." So he went after the monster. He went at a bend on the road and saw a maned wildcat walking along. But the wren wasn't frightened. He landed right on the maned cat's back and started to yell at him. "Who on earth do you think you are, coming to my nest and frightening my children to death?" The cat didn't heed the wren though, but keep on ganging. That galled the wren even more, and he started yelling ever so loudly at the big cat. "You have no grounds for coming to my nest, and if you come back," he warned, "then you'll live through it." "I don't want to get gory," he said, bringing one of his legs aloft, "but I'll break your back in a heartbeat." Having said that, he flew back to his nest. "There's not to worry about now, children," he said. "I showed him. He won't be coming back." Sample text.
The One Reichs of America, or the banded folkdoms of Wineland, mainly called the One Reichs or America, is a bound crown lawful folkwealth made up of 50 Reichs in a bound shire. The land is indwelt in midmost North America, where its 48 linked Reichs and Washington-Columbia Shire, the Headtown Shire, lie between the Great Frithly and Even Seas, land linked to Canada to the north and Mexico to the south. The Reich of Shoderland is in the northwest of the land stretch, with Canada to the east and Rusland to the west across the Bering Narrowing. The Reich of Firelands is an island cluster in the mid-Great Frithly Sea. America also holds a few land stocks in the Great Frithly and Caribbean Seas. America is one of the world's most heathenly sundry and many-breeding folklands, the outcome of great incomings from many Reichs. The earth lore and weather of the One Reichs is also sundry. Olden Indish came from Eastland to what is now the One Reich's mainland over 15,000 years ago. After 1500, Old World illnesses brought by Europish greatly lowered their befolkering. Europish besettling began around 1600 and came mostly from England. The One Reichs forth came from 13 British Reichlings found along the Even Seaboard, which made their own wealth ships and Volk-Reich burglary networks. Fightings between Great Britain and the Amerikish Reichlings led to the Amerikish Uprising. On Afterlith IV, 1776, chosen men from the 13 Reichlings one-rearedly outputted the acknowledgehood of selfdom, which grounded the One Reichs of America. The new land, with Frankish help, overcame Britain in the uprising we, which became the first outcome-worthy we of selfdom against the Europish Reichdom. The ground law of today was taken in on Harvest Month the 17th, 1787. A few fixings were later put forth on the ground law, annewing its outcomes but not changing the from text. The first 10 fixings, named the Gathering of Rights, which behested many grounding burgherly rights and freedoms, were put in log in 1791. The One Reichs went forth on a strong spreading across North America throughout the 19th year hundred, logging here-born folk stems, getting new land stock, and slowly inputting new Reichs. The Amerikisch Burgerly War ended lawful bondmanship in the One Reichs. By the end of the 19th Jahrhundert, the Amerikisch Volkwelfschip was the world's biggest. The Spanish-Amerikisch War and World War I soothed the land's standing as a worldly warband might. The One Reich's fourth came from World War II as the first land with Colonel-Might weapons and a long-time member of the One Falkland Sicherhut. The end of the Cold War and the fall of the Band of Werkmutlich Kiffisch Volkreit left the One Reichs as the lone overmight. The land's upmake is that of an evenly One Reich, with 3 decks of Reich, the Liederlich, Laumutli, and Rightly. The land's foremost tongue is English, though some Spanish is spoken there also. America was one with England until the Amerikisch Uprising, which began with the One Reich's Ledger of Selfhood in 1776. The leader of America is Vorsitter Donald Trump of the Allfingers Mootband. The Mootband also holds the High Hof of the Amerikisch Volkmut, but the Volkreichers hold the Low Hof. The Allfingers are America's Mootband of the right, whilst the Volkreichers are America's Mootband of the left.